Okay, you're right. We are moving on to skill number 2, which is going to be looking at topographic maps. Now, within topographic maps, there are a couple of things we need to have a look at. So if we just flip right over to page 18 and we have a look at the assessment section, got some questions about area reference, grid reference, direction, which we covered in the first activity. Down here, distance, so using the scale, and that's it. This video is going to be focused on area and grid reference, something that you guys have done before, but this is a bit of a recap. And as you can see in this booklet, there's lots of opportunities to go over area and grid reference. We might fill in a couple of the blanks, but I'm going to do a couple of examples here on this map we have of Little Lumpton in South Africa. And you guys can follow along for the first couple as well. Now, using area and grid reference allows us to triangulate or locate specific places on the map. For area reference, that is to find an entire box, just like what I've circled here. Grid reference is when we're really trying to pinpoint something, like Grove Farm down here. What is the exact spot? The way that we do this is the same way that latitude and longitude works. We're looking for two overlapping lines to create the coordinates. So that way, instead of the question being like, at what area reference or what grid reference is Little Lumpton Church, maybe the only thing that we have is the area and grid reference, and can we then find the place that we're being asked to find? So, let's start. First one, for area reference, we want to find the square that Little Lumpton Church is in. Little Lumpton Church is this black box here with the cross. It doesn't even say Little Lumpton Church, but we're assuming from the key that this is the best object that would represent a church with the Christian cross on it. To find the area reference, we need two numbers put together. We need to find the number that's running along the bottom and the number that's running up the side. We need to locate the bottom left-hand corner of the box. And if you haven't already done this in some of the warm-up activities, you probably write this down now on your page. For area reference, you need to locate the bottom left corner of the box. So for this box here, this is the bottom left-hand corner of where we find the church. And the two numbers that link up into this spot is 69 and 01. The order that we put them in is we run to the tree before you climb it. So do the bottom before you do the side. So for Little Lumpton Church, what is the area reference? You write AR 69-01. Now we'll do another one, but a little bit quicker. So what is the area reference of the village hall? Village hall is in this square here, right next to the one that we just did. The bottom left-hand corner is here. It is still 01, but now it is 70 along the bottom. So village hall is AR 70-01. And you can see that if you're unsure and you're like, oh man, is that correct? Just do the reverse and see if it actually works. So if we were going to follow along and all I had was what is located at 70-01, I would come along here, I would find 70. So it has to be somewhere along this line going up and down. And then 0, 1, and it's where the two lines meet together. And in there is Village Hall, and what I have is Village Hall. Now we'll do grid reference. Grid reference is very easy when you realize that it just builds on area reference. So we're going to move away from these two, otherwise we're going to be overlapping on top of each other. It might get a bit messy. So we're going to look for the Grove Farmhouse, which is down here. So what is the area and grid reference? Oh, what is the area reference first for the Grove Farm? It is 70, 99. Now, if I was going to do this question, I would put that in first. I would go 70, leave a space, dash, 99, leave another space. Now we're going to fill in these two spaces that we have left. I would be getting out a ruler at this point, and I'm going to draw a line over the sheet to pinpoint the coordinate. Now, between 70 and 71 are imaginary smaller lines. Okay, so imagine that you could break up between 70 and 71, 71.1, 71.2, 74.3, and so on until you get halfway in 74.5, all the way till you get a solid number again at 71. And that's the same for the rest. That's why we're leaving the space here. It's how long or how far do I need to come along between 70 and 71 until I need to stop and start going up to find my location. So instead of 70 or just being 70, the grid reference is 70, and I come about halfway through the box. It's more than halfway, and this is where it becomes a bit of a guesstimate. You don't need to spend forever working out exactly 10 even slices. I could go 70.7, and if you did 70.8 and I did 70.7, we're both going to be right because there's a margin for error. And if I come up here, 99.5 would be about halfway. It's pretty close, getting close to 0, 0. So I'm going to go 99.8. And that is our grid reference with six numbers. Now we're going to do one again, just a little bit quicker. And I'm going to do it up here for the intersection of Grove Road and Dale Road. So Grove Road and Dale Road, which is right up here near the church where they come together. Again, I'm going to quickly draw my line. Beautiful. 69, it's not quite halfway, so I'm going to go 69.4 and a dash. And then I come up here. It's rising from 0, 1 up to 0, 2. And I'm going to say it's probably about 0, 1, 8. And I'll put a GR in front. And that's all there is to it. Have a go at the remaining ones now on this page. And if you can complete these questions, you'll be well and truly ready for the assessment.